Have you ever wished you could be the kind of person who simply cannot be broken? Someone who stays calm in the face of criticism, rejection, loss, or betrayal. Have you imagined the day when the silent pain inside you, the kind you hide while pretending to be fine, finally stops? Maybe you're tired of trying to please everyone, tired of maintaining an image of strength, when deep down you just want to rest from the constant pressure of appearing untouchable. Here's a truth most people won't tell you. As long as you try to avoid pain, it will continue to control you. The more you try to hide or numb yourself, the more you remain hostage to every hurtful word, every disappointment, and every silence that cuts you inside. This is not weakness, it's simply human reality. The difference is, some people are better at pretending. The great psychologist Carl Jung once said, "We are not what happens to us. We are what we choose to become." And that's where the key lies. True strength doesn't come from shutting yourself off from the world. It's not about being cold or indifferent. It's about integration, bringing to light the things inside you that still live in the dark. Because strength isn't the absence of pain, it's the awareness of who you are, even when you're hurting. Facing the real source of pain. You might believe your pain comes from outside, from the betrayal you didn't expect, the rejection you didn't deserve, or the harsh words you overheard. But here's the brutal truth. Nothing outside you can hurt you unless it finds an open wound inside you. It's not the event itself. It's the meaning you attach to it, the old wounds it reopens, and the unresolved pain you've carried for years. Some people survive devastating events with clarity. Others crumble over a single comment. The difference? It's not what happens, it's where inside it lands. You still suffer because deep down, you believe you can control how the world treats you. That if you're good enough, smart enough, kind enough, strong enough, no one will hurt you. But control is an illusion. As long as you cling to it, you live in constant tension, trying to predict the unpredictable and avoid the inevitable. If you want to stop suffering, you don't need more control, you need more awareness. The moment you see that outside events only have power if they awaken something inside you, that's the moment you start to break free. The unconscious, the real battlefield. The biggest lie you've been told is that you're fully in control of your life. The truth? If you're living on autopilot, reacting without knowing why, making choices you later sabotage, you are not in control. Jung put it clearly. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. Your unexplained anger, your sudden sadness, your fears, these are not random. They are messages from the parts of you you've ignored, repressed, or forgotten. The unconscious is not just a cloud of random thoughts. It's a living force inside you, full of memories, desires, fears, and wounds you've avoided facing. When you don't deal with it, it doesn't disappear, it just shows up in other ways. The same toxic relationships repeating, the same patterns of self-sabotage, the same fears arising when life finally starts going well. Do you want to become someone who isn't easily hurt? Then stop running from what's inside you. Because until you know your own unconscious, you'll be a puppet to your emotions. Integration, not armor. Most people think the way to avoid pain is to build emotional walls, wear masks, and pretend nothing affects them. They say, "I don't care anymore," but inside, they're still bleeding. The problem isn't feeling. The problem is not knowing why you're feeling what you're feeling. That's a sign you still don't fully know yourself. True emotional strength has nothing to do with being cold or indifferent. It's about integration, bringing light to the parts of yourself you've kept buried. You don't become unshakable by hiding from the world. You become unshakable by embracing your shadows, fears, flaws, and insecurities. When you accept all parts of yourself, you stop reacting to everything. You observe, you choose, you respond from clarity, not fear. Jung called this individuation, becoming who you truly are, not who the world told you to be. It's not about perfection, it's about wholeness. The role of pain in transformation. From childhood, you were taught that suffering is weakness, that crying is pointless, that feeling too much makes you vulnerable. So you ran from pain, denied it, or buried it. But the more you avoid pain, the more it follows you, often wearing new disguises like anxiety, anger, boredom, or self-destructive urges. Jung saw suffering differently. To him, pain was the soul's way of getting your attention. He said, "Depression is like a lady in black. If she appears, don't send her away. Invite her in and listen to what she has to say. The truth is, pain often exists because there's a part of you wanting to grow and another part resisting change. And change hurts. Letting go of old beliefs, cutting toxic ties, and allowing dead parts of your life to end feels like loss. But it's in this space, when everything falls apart, that something new can be born. Pain strips away the masks and leaves you face to face with who you really are. And that's when suffering becomes sacred, because it sets you free. The journey of individuation. The path to individuation is not easy. It doesn't protect your ego, it destroys it. You realize you are not your achievements, your traumas, or the image you've built for approval. These were survival strategies, not your true self. Individuation is life calling you beyond survival. It forces everything hidden and repressed to the surface. It tears off the mask, the persona, so you can finally meet what's underneath. This is how you become unshakable, not because nothing affects you, but because you've already faced your deepest fears and survived. You no longer depend on constant approval. You don't have to appear strong, because you actually know your own strength. True emotional armor isn't a shell, it's a solid core of self-knowledge. Clarity is your shield. Here's the final truth. Nothing outside you can truly harm you once you're deeply aware of what's inside you. Awakening isn't a one-time event, it's a daily choice. It's taking responsibility for your emotions instead of blaming others, the past, or fate. Jung's words still ring true. What you resist persists. What you accept transforms. When you understand your triggers, wounds, and patterns, the actions of others lose their power to destroy you. You still feel pain, but it no longer defines you. You still face storms, but you no longer drown. Life will still send waves your way, but when you live from depth, not the surface, you find the calm water below. And that's where true freedom lives. So, let's stop surviving behind the mask of strength and start living with truth, clarity, and wholeness. Because once you know yourself deeply, nothing and no one can truly shake you.